Don't want to be alone in the crowd. Don't want to seem peculiar and proud. Why do I have to hide what I'm feeling inside? I want to live out loud. Every day, sleepwalk, lockstep, no one dares to stray. Though they may straight-laced, shamefaced, long to break away. They're as lonely as can be. Is that what they want from me? I don't want to go along with the crowd. Don't want to live life under a cloud. Give me some air and space and the sun on my face. I want to live out loud. Don't want to be alone in the crowd. Don't want to seem peculiar and proud. I need to be as free as I know how to be. I want to live out loud. I want to run down an open shoreline. I want to join in a moonlit dance. I want to swing in the branches of a tree. I want to bathe in a hidden inlet and let the breeze come and dry my hair. I want the life they took away from me. If that makes me headstrong, fine. That's a fault I'm glad is mine. I don't want to go along with the crowd. Don't want my spirit broken and bowed. Nobody wants me here, but I won't disappear. I want to live out loud. Don't want to be alone in the crowd. I only want what I'm not allowed. Give me the wings of a bird. I'll be seen and be heard. I want to sing when my heart is full. I want to sing and I want to fly. I want to soar in the sky without a cloud. I want to live out loud.
Hi guys, I'm Liza Lomenick, president of the Episcopal Club here at Rhodes, and it is my honor and joy to introduce the Right Reverend Dr. Dorothy Sanders Wells, who was ordained and consecrated as the 11th Bishop of the Episcopal Diocese of Mississippi on July 20th, 2024. Prior to her seating as Bishop in Mississippi, she served as rector of St. George's Episcopal Church, Germantown, Tennessee, for more than 10 years. A native of Mobile, Alabama, Bishop Wells completed her Bachelor of Arts degree at Rhodes College and her Juris Doctor degree from Cecile C. Humphreys School of Law at University of Memphis. She practiced employee benefits law for 18 years at FedEx Corporation and at the former Waring Cox PLLC before she left the practice of law to follow God's call to ordained ministry. She received her Master's of Divinity from Memphis Theological Seminary and her Doctor of Ministry from Candler School of Theology, Emory University. An award-winning freelance essayist, Bishop Wells has been committed to the work of community dialogue, racial healing, and justice and equity for all of God's people. Bishop Wells, due to her unwavering commitment to service, will be awarded an honorary Doctor of Humanities degree at commencement tomorrow morning. Please join me in welcoming Bishop Wells back to campus today.
Thank you, Liza, and good afternoon. Members of the class of 2026, congratulations. Tomorrow morning, you will become the newest alumni of Rhodes College, and you will have joined the ranks of some of the most privileged of our nation's college graduates. You'll be going on to graduate or professional school or to employment. You'll be eager to move on and to flex those newly minted muscles. But before you do that, I hope to offer you a few words to help you consider what it means to live this incredible one life that you have with courage and with purpose, all of which Rhodes College has equipped you. In 2019, columnist and author David Brooks introduced us to an intriguing book called The Second Mountain. It's an interesting look at how we might find meaning and purpose in our lives. In The Second Mountain, Brooks posits that humankind tends to spend many of our best and most productive years pursuing ascent of what he calls the first mountain. And I would describe that first mountain as the pursuit of what the world considers success, a career path that might define our entire earthly existence, whether it's in business or medicine or law or academics, architecture, engineering, the fine arts, economics, finance, public policy, nonprofit community support, the last certainly not the least. We commit ourselves rather wholeheartedly to climbing that first mountain. And while we climb it, we tend to be motivated by the accoutrements that society has placed on that pathway to success: accomplishments, achievements, and accolades, compensation and commendation, promotion, and prestige. At some point, Brooks suggests, we may find ourselves beginning to focus on something more than the way in which we make a living and measure our career success. We may begin asking ourselves about how we make a life. We may find ourselves searching for meaning and purpose in a life that we haven't given ourselves either the time or opportunity to process, in the words of Frederick Buechner, the place at which our gifts and our deep gladness and the world's hunger meet. We may begin to connect or reconnect with our particular life passions. Sometimes hardships introduce us to passions we never even knew. And that second mountain, I'll call it the mountain of true meaning and purpose, it begins to come into view. Admittedly, Brooks may, with The Second Mountain, have been aiming for an audience with a tad bit more mileage behind them than a class of young, excited college graduates. But nonetheless, I think his work has some great kernels of wisdom, even for those who are just in the earliest phases of this journey of adulting. Now, in case you may be wondering, I suppose I'm one whom David Brooks might say has climbed the second mountain. After 18 good, and I think by anyone's measure, successful years of practicing law here in Memphis, I did something that made colleagues' heads spin. I started over. I allowed myself to deeply listen. I worked with a discernment committee to help me process what had been, by the time, a decade-long sense of call to ordained ministry. And while some folks in my position might have chosen to linger on that first mountain a bit longer, to enjoy the breezes and vistas and to bask in the sunlight of accomplishment, I chose to climb down. The second mountain was in view, and even though I had no idea what I'd find once I began climbing, what I did find was far more extraordinary than I might have imagined. From the opportunity to walk in loving relationship with God's people in 2 churches here in the Memphis area, came the opportunity to serve 82 churches and 3 schools in Mississippi. And I'll add this, you wonderful Rhodes students. Becoming a lifelong learner in every sense of the word meant being formed well here at Rhodes College. It meant I was prepared for all of the changes that were in store for my life. For that, and for every professor here who was invested in my life and in my future, I am forever grateful. So as you make your way up that first mountain, I long to offer you a few words of advice from someone who began climbing that first mountain a little while ago. First of all, I would encourage you never to lose touch with your true life's passions. Find a way to weave those passions into climbing the first mountain. When we keep a pulse on our life's true passions, the things that truly bring us joy, the first mountain will seem even more fulfilling. It was here at Rhodes College, that I experienced my first taste of serving the community. That was helping with an after-school program at a neighborhood center near downtown. The bug bit me hard, and I never surrendered my love for working to make the world in which we live a better place, one relationship at a time. Next, I'd suggest that you do something that life here at Rhodes should have taught you well. Stay curious. Ask questions. Keep learning. You have been formed as lifelong learners. Please remember what an incredible gift that is. And please don't ever set that gift aside. Next, I'd remind you to be observant. Look around you. What does the world need? And how do your particular gifts make the world a better place? Be a solid relationship builder in whatever community you're in. Invest in your community and her people. And let compassion be your guidepost. Your gifts make the world the place that we all want to see. And yes, one last piece of advice. Please don't get too comfortable on that first mountain. The temptation is great. Between the accomplishments and accolades, the compensation, the commendation, the prestige, and the promotion, yes, it's easy to get comfortable in that space. Please resist the temptation. You've been equipped well to climb that first mountain, but when the urge to move toward that second mountain comes, embrace it. What might await you there could in fact be something so much greater than you ever anticipated, and indeed could be something so much more fulfilling and rewarding than anything you ever experienced on that first mountain. I salute you all, scholars and achievers. and I look forward to seeing the brilliant contributions you make to our world. Goodness knows, we need you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Bishop Wells. After hearing such good news that Bishop Wells has proclaimed, we move into our gratitude reflections. Each reflection will highlight something in particular each speaker is grateful for, and each speaker will give you, our graduates, the opportunity to cheer, to show your gratitude for some aspect of your college journey. We will do one practice round. This is the last year I will give this example. I need you to pretend that I have just given the most brilliant reflection of gratitude for the life and service of PJ the cat. Listen, if I'm gonna cry today, so are you. And I am gonna cry today, I've heard all their speeches. Imagine I have given this beautiful proclamation of the life well lived of PJ the cat. All right. If you are grateful for the work and life of PJ the cat, please give her a round of applause. That was perfect. You've practiced now. Thank you. Christian Tolliver, Dignos Arnold, I invite you to the podium. Please give Christian a warm welcome.
There's a lot of people in here. Hello, everyone. My name is Christian, and I'd like to talk about the hidden gems of campus life. When I came to Rhodes, I was lost. No, legitimately, every building looks the same. It took 2 weeks for me to figure it out. But I was struggling to find my group that I wanted to spend my 4 years with until I met my ate, or older sister in Tagalog. Be a part of the behind the scenes of events when I became a part of Asia. She also joined me to join Saka dances, even though I have weirdly wide hips and I sweat very easily. That was pretty funny, thank you. But she also pushed me to go into event planning. You see, with every event, dance, and meeting, there's a group of students dedicating their time, energy, and sweat into creating lifelong memories for you. After a long, bitter day of classes, there is a space to be goofy in Cup, explore cliffs with Rock and Roads, enjoy a cookout with BSA, and maybe even see the stars with a warm s'more from Rue. There you go. The student organizations and student leaders are the soul of campus life, the hidden gems of the Rhodes community. From spending countless hours setting up in the BCLC ballroom, teaching students how to hit a dance move at the same time for all seeing, to trekking the horrors and dangers of the 6th floor burrow cages, searching for something that is probably not even there. Thank you for being the gem to the people who are lost. So, if you are grateful for the Rhodes student organizations on campus, please give a round of applause.
Hello, everyone. I am Rachel Carroll, and I want to dedicate my reflection to friendship. Just like most people, coming to Rhodes was a very daunting task. I was filled with a lot of questions of if I'll find my people, will other people judge me, do I truly belong here? But going to Crossroads gave me my first set of friends, and I was able to see young faces with high school air still on them that was just as hesitant, excited, and anxious as I was. Every single one of them are passionate, beautiful people who have their very own wisdom, humor, and lived experiences that gave me enlightenment on different situations and emotions I would have never imagined I would be in or have. And I would like to believe that we are all better people as we have been able to grow with each other through our shared experiences. I found people I could call my confidants, co-procrastinators, and supporters, and that is so special. I could drone on and on about the power of friendship and how maybe the Rhodes experience was the friends we made along the way, but I will not. Because I believe that showing gratitude for friendship that we have all experienced is not something you could put into words, but instead should be shown through your actions. So hug that friend extra tight right before you depart to go your hopefully temporary separate ways. And to my friends and family that have seen me at my best, worst, and mediocre, thank you. And if you are grateful for friends who have been with you through thick and thin, please give the loudest round of applause.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Talia Takahashi, and it is an honor to be speaking in front of you all today. When choosing to decide whether to stay in my home country, Japan, or study abroad, my father, who always encouraged me to build my own path and on rare occasions would give his opinion, strongly suggested that I study in the United States. After 5 years, I am still thankful for his advice. Throughout this journey, as a first-gen international student, not only was I responsible for understanding this college system and live independently, but I was faced with one of the most painful losses someone can have, which is the passing of my beloved father. Navigating through grief is truly not as easy as the 5 stages of grief that they talk about. And on top of that, for me to pass cell biology so I can graduate, it was not something I was expecting. If I am honest, I did not think graduating was a possibility, especially not by myself. Fortunately, I was not alone. I made friends who became my sister, Maya and Carolina, and their parents who let me be part of their family. Today, I can confidently say that I did not get to where I am today without these long-distance phone calls from my loved ones and my family that I found. Truly, I can't count the number of times I have called my mom to complain and cry about my classes and the self-doubt I had. Those calls and my mother's prayers were my lifeline, my backbone, and the foundation of the life I have built so far. To me, this accomplishment of graduating is my parents' accomplishment just as it is mine. Lastly, I would like to give a big shout out to God because without him, I would not be here. To my family and the family I found, gracias por creer en mí cuando yo no podía. Y más que todo, mamá, gracias por tus sacrificios y amor. Thank you for believing in me when I couldn't. And importantly, to my mom, thank you for your sacrifice and love. Now, if you're grateful for your family and the family you found here at Rhodes, please give a big round of applause.
I think I want to invite you to do that one again. I know y'all have big feelings. If you are grateful for your family of origin or the family you found here, the family present in spirit, if not in body, please rise and give them a round of applause. Thank you. Next, please welcome to the podium to offer a charge to the families, the president of Rhodes College, Jennifer Collins.
Dearest families, congratulations. You should all be so incredibly proud of these students. I know that I am. This is the graduates' victory, and it is your victory too. Thank you for all the ways you have supported your students and Rhodes over the past 4 years. As you go forward alongside your student into their next phase, I charge you to always be there for your graduate, just as you have been there for them at Rhodes. First jobs and first years in graduate and professional school can be very challenging. So I charge you to celebrate their successes and help support and carry them through any struggles. I charge you to stay in touch with us at Rhodes and urge your students to stay in touch with us as well, so we can celebrate all the accomplishments to come right along with you. I charge you to celebrate and nurture this new and exciting phase in your relationship, where your children are now fully adult. And most important, I charge you to always surround your students in love. Your students are so fortunate to have all of you in their corner today, tomorrow, and always. Now I invite Olivia Alejandre to the podium to offer a charge to our graduates.
Thank you, President Collins, for your thoughtful words. We have all had a diverse range of experiences and trajectories during our time at Rhodes, all united by calling this place our home. Maybe some of y'all have paid your respects to the Deal statue recently, but on the back of its stone platform, these words are inscribed. The ideal of this college has been summarized in 2 words: genuineness and excellence. As we all branch off and find new homes, I hope we stay rooted in these 2 words by choosing to find moments of peace and stillness. Maybe this seems counterintuitive, as we tend to perceive excellence as being a restless pursuit of the best. In this world filled with injustices, it might feel natural to respond with haste, materialism, and fear. But I urge you to consider that genuineness and excellence are both found when we choose peace. Peace in your heart, peace in your actions, peace that you wish to your neighbors will strengthen both you and the diverse communities you will call home. So let's try it together. Turn to your neighbors and tell them, I hope you find peace. As we all move on from here, from Rhodes College, I hope you can find genuineness and excellence through peace and stillness. I charge you to be people of peace. Thank you. Next, we will hear blessings from 3 different students and traditions. Please welcome Jack Siegerman to the podium.
My name is Jack Siegerman, and I would like to share a blessing for the class of 2026 from the Jewish tradition. The Shechianu is traditionally said the first time you do something or to mark a special occasion, such as the occasion we find ourselves at today. It reminds us to be grateful for all the things in our lives, both the good and the difficult. If you're familiar with the prayer, please recite it with me. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lezman hazeh. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, ruler of the universe, who has kept us alive, sustained us, and brought us this season. Thank you.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Talal Siddiq, and I served as the Vice President of the Muslim Student Association this year. As we begin to move on from the shelter of Rhodes College into the real world, I often wonder, what makes this new phase of life so scary? Is it the world's harshness? And then I ask myself, how can we change that? Allah, or God, says in the 3rd chapter of the Quran, كنتم خير أمة أخرجت للناس تأمرون بالمعروف وتنهون عن المنكر وتؤمنون بالله. He says, you are the best community ever raised for humanity. You encourage good, you forbid evil, and you believe in God. My mentor explained to me that this verse, this ayah, is saying, if you encourage good and you forbid evil, then you are considered from the best of people. So as we move on to this new phase of our lives, let us all try to be the best of people, as this verse mentions. Let us all be good people that unite others and create community. I would also like to share one last piece of advice from the Quran. وعباد الرحمن الذين يمشون على الأرض هونا وإذا خاطبهم الجاهلون قالوا سلاما. This means the true servants of the most compassionate are those who walk on the earth humbly, and when the foolish address them improperly, they only respond with peace. What if everyone responded with peace? Whether or not they were improperly addressed by someone, what if everyone responded with peace? And so I want to advise my fellow graduates, as you enter this real, unfamiliar world, be the person that spreads peace. And to our esteemed guests, as you return to the outside world from Rhodes, spread peace. Let us all do our part in spreading peace and kindness into this harsh world. We ask God, we ask Allah to soften our hearts, to fill them with compassion, and to let us all be instruments that turn this world into a place of compassion, one person at a time. And with that, I say farewell, and I conclude this speech with the greeting that every Muslim says to each other. Assalamu alaikum. May peace be upon you all.
Hi, my name is Gina Dudley, and I'm honored to be giving the Christian blessing today. As we prepare to go our separate ways and enter into new seasons, may we remember that our worth is not found in accomplishments, titles, or successes, but rather it can be found by being deeply loved by God. May we go forward with courage when the future feels uncertain, compassion when the world feels divided, and humility when success occurs. May we use what we've learned at Rhodes not only to build careers, but to serve people well. May we be marked by integrity, kindness, wisdom, and faithfulness. And may we never forget that the same God who has carried us through every challenge, every late night, every failure, and every victory will continue to guide our steps ahead. May the Lord bless you and keep you, make his face shine upon you, and be gracious to you. Amen, and thank you.
Amen and Amin and Amen. I'm going to offer you a benediction, and then the party on stage will recess, and then after that, the graduates will make eye contact with the marshals, and then they will recess. I'd like everyone now to rise in body and spirit. Even those on the live stream can rise in spirit to receive the benediction. As you go forth from this place, go with courage, go with purpose. Go in peace, be people of peace. May the blessing of your education be a blessing to others. Amen.